Yeah, make a video response, hopefully a short one. Just this Mr. Stefan guy, I might as well finish him up. He says he's done, so I shouldn't have to run across. Well, it won't be on my videos anymore, hopefully. Man, good. But anyway, what else? Oh yeah, there's a video after this you don't really have to watch because it'd just be a junk video. I mean, this video, the second half of this video. Yeah, okay. I'm just giving you fair warning. It's not terrible, but it's just pointless. Yeah, just a walk and talk that I didn't talk about anything because I ended up talking about junk. But anyway, alright, not a nihilist at all. Like you, I do believe in absolutes. No, you don't. In an objective reality. No, you don't, because you deny that right up here. I do so because I believe in science. So what science is that? So you point to me to the science, please. Point to me to the science that in any way provides a glimmer of positive evidence regarding the function of the human organism. Show me some science that says something affirmative about the existence of life on Earth. Something good about it. Every bit of science I see points out exactly what I'm saying, is that it is a system based on no principles, nothing. It's doomed to failure by its very design. Its design is fail. Its consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, addiction. There's nothing else. Alright. One which has laws which permeate all that is. Well, boy, that sure makes sense. One which has laws which permeate all that is. One that has laws which permeate all that is. So yeah, you've debunked me with that, right? Sorry. Useless drivel. If one is a nihilist, then what is the point of arguing an argument with them? Well, what is it? The point is to change their mind, to say, hey, look, wait, that nihilism stuff is really stupid. All right, there's all this suffering that can take place. There's all this benefit, positive and negative sentient condition. Just as my brain logically says I shouldn't feel bad, feeling bad sucks, my brain should be able to figure out that all the other pawns are just like me, and that if I can make another pawn feel good, it's the same as making myself feel good, and that's all logical. So yeah, why shouldn't I try to persuade the nihilist that nihilism is retarded? Seems like a rational thing to do. Your trouble is you are in fact a nihilist. You can say it, but you can't demonstrate it with a single fact. So you say, you are in fact a nihilist. Gee, if you're going to state it as a fact, I guess you should prove it with something. Exactly how have I stated it doesn't matter? I've stated exactly the opposite. It matters so fucking goddamn much. It is the only thing that matters, is the welfare of sentient beings in the universe. Nothing else matters but sentient beings. So how could that possibly be equated, equal sign, with nihilism? Can't be. It's impossible. So what is that? Oh, that's absolute bullshit, right? Absolute fucking bullshit. Thank you. Billions of people, many of them far more intelligent than Gary. Many of them. Well, how do you know? And how do you measure intelligence? What's your grade? What's the standard you judge intelligence on a specific subject? I mean, really, this is a specific subject, right? I mean, it's not like there's a certain specialty to some kinds of knowledge, right? You have to be a doctor to know body organs and all that kind of stuff, and car mechanics. There's different kinds of specialties and different kinds of knowledge that's necessary for certain to be intelligent on a subject. And so you show me somebody who's, say, on the subject of philosophy, of dissecting reality, show me somebody who's done a better job of dissecting reality. And explain to me why they've done a better job, how they've got that more broader knowledge base, a better knowledge base, and that their logic is somehow cleaner or more consistent. Go ahead, show it to me. Point me to the individual. No, you can't do that. What, you? Well, I just pointed out how you state things as facts that are impossible to be true. So you're not very reliable. Anyway, I've concluded life is worth it. Yeah, well, their conclusions, does it mean anything? Slave owners concluded that it was okay to enslave other human beings, to deny them an education, and treat them like shit. That was their conclusion. Should that conclusion mean anything to me? Billions of people have concluded there's a God that created them. Should it mean something to me that it's somehow a reasonable conclusion because a lot of people have drawn it? No, it doesn't mean shit. So this is a useless argument. Anybody with a brain who's doing competent, intelligent philosophizing. I don't think anybody of these many far more intelligent than Gary. If they're far more intelligent than me, they'd certainly see how badly formed this argument was. Shit. They have looked at the evidence and come to the conclusion that life is worth living. Well, they have looked at the evidence. What evidence? Just go ahead, show me the evidence they looked at. They look at demographic evidence. Have they made a comparison between, okay, the tiny bit of human ambition that's existed on Earth, you know, the 10,000 years humans have been caught up in their broad, big sky ambitions. They're actively playing of the philosophy game, and the let's say the 500 million years of sentient organisms that have been basically living in the gauntlet, the slaughterhouse gauntlet. Is that context, and they've still, the conclusion is that somehow it's worth perpetuating. It's not about whether life is worth living, it's about whether life is worth perpetuating. As if it can accomplish something, as if you can accomplish something by creating a need machine. So show me the scientist or the smart person or the intellectual that can defend the need machine, creating need that doesn't need to exist. The only place the need exists is in people's perception. They perceive a need to have a baby. They don't recognize the need in the world. They don't see that the world needs their baby. They think the world needs their baby. Two different things. And yet the intelligent people more intelligent than me, again, will be able to see the huge logical flaws in your argument here. 840. Why do you assume I am for what your grandmother went through? I didn't say you were for it. You said life is, we're all better off. You said life is so spectacular now. Everything is just so great. We're right on the road to Candyland. I mean, we're just a mile away from Perfectotonia or something. That was your argument. And I just made the counter argument that no, because our society has crappy values, our cultures have shitty values, that in my opinion they're just torturing people. They're perpetuating life. They're not maximizing the quality of people's existences. They've got billions of people living in squalor. They exploit them to make them work. They create desperation in the world so they can get them to work cheaper. How is this an improvement? This isn't going anywhere good. Where's the sign? Trillions of dollars in debt, environment on the brink of destruction, and you're going to tell me that everything's doing good. We're all running just fine. The human race is on the right road. I made the counter argument, used my grandmother as an example. I didn't say you endorsed that. I'm saying that you can't make this argument that life is getting so much better. The human race knows what it's doing. We're competent. It's all okay. You can have babies now. The nest has been built properly. We have a proper nest to lay eggs in. We don't have a proper nest to lay eggs in. It's a pigsty. All right, you're defending laying eggs in a pigsty, and I'm making the point that no, you've got to have one hell of a good reason to lay an egg in this pigsty. You're not arguing my argument here. Oh, because you are trying to slander me with lies. Well, again, I didn't state that you endorsed that. I made a counter argument to your bold statement. You're the one that said life is so much better. I merely pointed out that the average existence, the average quanta of consciousness, now and then, we're probably enduring more. We're probably polluted, poisoned by a larger percentage of our life being spent in misery. Shit. Duh. Infer that I'm a monster imposing profiteering upon the elderly. That's not what I implied at all. So again, I didn't state anything about that in there. I just made a counter argument to your statement. I used my grandma as an example. Most reasonable people will understand that. They won't be thinking I said you endorse torturing old people. I'm merely pointing out that you can say everything's just fine, but it's not just fine. I pointed out why it's not just fine. Simply go to my Twitter stream if you think that's a shred of truth to it. I bash the industry as nobody does. You are clueless. No, you're clueless to sit there and make accusations to me, and then I counter-argue with evidence, and then you imply that somehow my evidence is tainted because I'm implying that you endorse it. No, I never made any such implication. I never made any such statement. So you're the one full of shit once again. Okay. Then we're last comment. We are done. Fine. I've certainly made it clear. I think you're a slandering, lying sack of shit. All right. I don't think you back up anything you say. You said my philosophy has been debunked. Well, show me the debunking. I don't see it anywhere. show it to me and I'll undebunk myself. Because it isn't there, shithead. I haven't lost any of these arguments with you pieces of tripe. You don't have anything but your own declarations of victory. There's no evidence of your victory. There's just your declarations. You're all walking around saying, we win, we win, we blew it low. Luddite says we blew it up like Hiroshima or something. Hiroshima style. I didn't know Hiroshima was a style. He thinks Hiroshima is a style of victory. I think it's a style of defeat, but whatever. Have a nice time whining about what stupid people do. Well, again, you can call it whining, so I just say that when you're whining about the medical industrial complex, that's what I just call it whining then, okay? So I just disengage. Any activism, anything you care about, we'll just call it whining, okay? So, yeah, go ahead, give me your Twitter feed, and I'll just make counter Twitters to you just calling you a little whiny cunt. I mean, fuck you, another bogus argument. Do your intellectuals think that's a brilliant argument? Gary has, did I miss this one? Well, anyway, I'll get back to that one. Anyway, if you hold your own worth to those standards, it will suck. Well, I don't even know what that means. Stupidity kills 100% certainty. I don't even know what that means. So, yeah, you have to speak some kind of English. Oh, yeah, I didn't read this one. Of course, now you'll call me a lying and a slanderer. Well, that's what you are. Claim appeals to numbers are just silly. Well, they are. Popularity is really the way to say it. Appeal to popularity. You will say most people are stupid and cannot bring themselves to face the harsh reality. I don't care whether they can't bring themselves. The fact is they're not dealing with reality. They're dealing with a fantasy. Okay, God's a fantasy. Your pantheist spirituality is a fantasy. All right, there's no spirituality. There's none of this, all this crap. There's only fucking bullshit psychology. All right, and you're running away from that fact. It is psychology that makes you think your life is productive. It is not logic. It is not reason. It's merely psychology. Gary and his band of intellectuals can. Well, again, I'm not claiming to be intellectuals. We're just claiming not to be fucked-hearted by bullshit like you assholes. We don't sit there and deify a god or a DNA molecule. We just look at what the game is and say, hey, it's a shitty game. Don't play it anymore. I got here by accident, and I really think it sucks. Frame it any way you want. That is the physics of it. Well, you say so. You say, what is the physics? What? What is the physics? What? Where in here did you explain any physics? What? You're back. The physics of it is the appeal to numbers again? So it's okay to appeal to popularity because that's physics? I don't think that's physics. Whatever. Alright, this is a good one. You decide if you want it, shit, or pink balloons. So there you go. You believe in absolutes and in objective reality, and yet you say you decide if you want it, shit, or pink balloons. So how do those two statements fit together? It's not absolute. There's no real truth. It's just you make it up. So that, huge contradiction. Can your intellectuals figure that out? Can the people far more intelligent than Gary figure out that you can't say these two things so close to each other without looking like a complete asshole? Fucking self-contradicting, illogical douchebag. Big responsibility, scary in fact, full of risk and uncertainties. I don't know, is that a sentence that's supposed to mean something too? Yeah, okay. I can agree with that. But what is the alternative? Sitting around bitching? No, the alternative is to say, don't make more of it. Alright? Don't sit there and pretend you're a god and that you're competent to create sentient creatures and put them in harm's way. You're not competent to do that. The only reason why you have the hardware is because a DNA molecule doesn't know any better, gave it to you. Okay? The DNA molecule is retarded. Alright? It gives guns to things that shouldn't have guns. And we as smart people can say, hey, you don't fire that shit unless you got a reason to. So anyway, I mean, your arguments just absolutely are illogical and inconsistent, and to do it overtly, I mean, right there, objective reality, you decide. Objective reality, you decide. Sorry. That's just really fucktarded. Anyway, till next time and such. Junk video. To proceed. Whoa, making a video, yeah. Cold today, man. Coldest ever, I think, for this time of year. I don't know. Coldest ever, I remember. Anyway, so I went swimming. That makes sense, right? 50-something degrees, and the water was 60-something. Yeah, it just kills you. But it woke me up, so I'll give it that much. I am now awake. And my back isn't quite as bad, but it's probably going to get worse later. So anyway, so what do I want to talk about? I don't think I want to talk about anything. Just thought I'd test this camera too. So yeah, I got a lot of cameras to test in the next few days. I'm going to start selling these things. Anyway, that's another subject for another day. Probably, maybe. So yeah, YouTube won't let me edit videos. It won't let me comment. It won't let me do shit on the Effelis channel. I don't know what's going on, but it's sort of annoying. I tried 2 different computers, so it's not my cookies or anything. It's just some bullshit. You know, they keep saying I'm not authorized. You know, they let me upload the video, but they won't let me do anything else. So, you know, the MP3 files are there. I just can't post a link to them. I can't. Well, whatever. It's just stupid. Well, whatever. It's always all these little technical glitches. Pain in the ass. So anyway, what else? You know, I guess I could just talk generally. It's really windy too, so this video is probably horrid. So maybe I'll just let it go with that and add something later, maybe, or maybe not. Yeah, that's a plan. Maybe not. Ooh, I like that. Maybe not. Yeah. Well, we'll see how I feel when I get back home. Maybe, possibly. Flowers and such. Oh, it's just, I got the shitty lens on. I ain't taking it off just for you. Yeah, it's too bad they don't. They gotta just sell the cameras with these little glue-on lenses or something, little stick-on, you know, just for wide angles now and then. It's just kind of stupid to have a camera that, you know, has the wrong focal length for walk and talk videos. Don't they know everybody makes walk and talk videos? All right, maybe they don't. All right, never mind. Seems like a reasonable feature anyway. I mean, especially these high-end, you know, $200 cameras. You know, this one's a waterproof and all that crap. It just seems like they got a clip-on lens that, you know, it lets you, you know, change the focal length a little. Seems to me. It should be something to throw in. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. I guess everyone's push-button everything. Idea of a mechanical lens would irritate people too much. Anyway, damn, I get my feet wet. Water's rising a little. But it's quite clear for, you know, all the rain we've had. Alright, this isn't a proper video now. I'm wasting time. Yeah. Wasted time video. Maybe I just throw it in the junk category and leave it at that. Yeah. Oh, Brett Keene's website. Yeah, I put it there. Something like that. Anyway, till next time. So forth and whatnot.